Hello, this is our weekly market alert video for the week ended Friday, December 3rd. Gosh, this year's almost over. And in case you have not noticed, I am not in my office. I'm actually visiting with my grandchild, my grandson. We drove down here, and so we're going to spend the weekend, and I'm going to get to know the competition a little bit better. For those of you who don't know, there's a new man in my wife's life, and his name is Nathaniel, and he's only 3 months old, but he's winning. So I got to go learn who the enemy is so I can figure out how to compete with this. Unfortunately, I think it's a losing battle. But anyway, let's talk about what's going on. I had a client say, Ken, you should just play the video from a month and a half ago again, where you said that we're going to go on a crazy roller coaster ride, that there's a virus coming from overseas that nobody's paying attention to right now, but that we will, and it will cause all kinds of volatility. We'll see the market go up and down, and especially with the winter coming and all of that, and we would see what we're seeing. And he said, you just play that and forget it. You don't even have to make a new video for this week. And I said, well, that's not my nature, but you're right. So what we're seeing right now is what we anticipated. And there's a lot of questions we're getting from clients that, is this the beginning of something bad? Are we headed into a big bad recession? Is it time for us to seek shelter? And our view of it is that it is not. We saw version 2.0, if you will, back in September. Version 1 was the original pandemic, right, where they shut down the government, the economy. We were sequestered, and it was terrible and all that stuff. Then we had version 2.0, which was the Delta variant, which hit really badly in September of this year. And what we saw there was a big drop in the market, the S&P and the Dow. In fact, it was the worst September in decades. And so very, very bad reaction to the whole thing. But soon we realized, or investors, I guess, realized that it's not the end of the world. It's bad, but it's going to pass. And people bought, and we saw a strong rise in October and November. And now we're back to the Omicron, and it looks like it's version 3.0. So what do we make of this one? The same thing we told you back then, and that is that, yes, it is concerning anytime the virus flares up and people lose their lives or get sick. It's a terrible thing, and we're sensitive to that. But from a financial, economic standpoint, we don't think that this is going to be the beginning of the next bear market, the beginning of the next recession and terrible financial times. In fact, we actually think the opposite, which I will elucidate in our Fearless Forecast when we do that here in the next few weeks for 2022. So overall, this volatility is basically a fasten your seatbelt moment. It's not a get out of the car and run for the hills moment. So that's where we are. Now, of course, we could be wrong, as always. We don't profess to know the future with complete accuracy. And so we plan for the worst, but we hope for the best, as opposed to hoping for the best and not planning for the worst. That would be a bad thing in our view. So that's why we have our invest and protect strategy in place, ready to be implemented. And should things turn south and become terrible, you guys know we'll take action to protect you from that. There's another development that's kind of interesting that I wanted to share with you, and that is that, and we also told you about this one back, I don't even remember, maybe over a year ago, when the Federal Reserve came out and said that inflation and all this stuff that's coming is going to be transitory. And we told you that that's going to be the word of the day. You're going to hear transitory a million times over the next year. And sure enough, if you watch television, you probably hear that word transitory, financial television anyway, said 3 times an hour by everybody that's on those shows. So the Federal Reserve just recently came out and said, okay, we're not going to use the word transitory anymore. And the reason why we're not going to do that is because it gives the wrong impression. It gives the impression that it's transitory? No, we don't want anybody to think it's transitory anymore, because transitory gives you the wrong impression. What we want you to think is that what we meant by transitory was that it's not permanent, that it's going to cure itself, and we don't have to do a lot to counteract it. That's what we wanted to say. We used the word transitory because we thought it was going to be fast, but it's not going to be as fast as we thought, so we don't want transitory anymore. So Jay Powell, the Federal Reserve chairman, said we're not using that word anymore. It's off the table. So I've already used it, 5 times in this video. So these will be the last times that I use that word. So I'll just say it one more time, just to kind of transitory. Yeah. Okay, I'm over it. So the inflation that we're experiencing, we believe, will pass. And the supply chain is already finding ways to heal itself. And we actually think that it's a good thing disguised as a bad thing, because we have a lot of entrepreneurs and people that want to create solutions and become billionaires. And these issues we're seeing with the supply chain are opportunity in disguise. If you can figure out how to get the supply chain going in a different way, with a new technology or a new process or something like that, and you save companies hundreds of millions of dollars in cost, you can become very rich doing that. And there are all kinds of people working on that. So adversity is the other side of the coin of opportunity. And we think this is actually opportunity, and we'll be better for it, even though right now it doesn't feel that way. So overall, we think this is going to be a choppy up and down, as we've seen, market. People have asked me, are we going to see a Santa Claus rally? I don't think we will. I think what we see is up and downs here for the rest of this year and perhaps into the first month of next year. But a new year usually brings new enthusiasm, and we could see new all-time highs into next year, and we think that'll be the case. But as I've always said, as we always believe, yes, we want to grow your money, but what's more important is we want to protect what you have. And so that's where our Invest and Protect strategy comes in, and we hope that you have peace of mind. You don't worry about this. You let us worry about it, and so that you don't have to. And as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to take this tie and shirt off, because I'm wearing jeans. I'll just be honest with you, underneath this shirt. I'm not really in a business suit. I did this just for you. So I'm going to take this off and put on a t-shirt and go play with my grandson. So I wish you all the best. Thank you for having us as your retirement planner. I encourage you to share this with as many people as you deem is appropriate. The more people we can help with our message, the happier we are, and the happier they will be with you. So share the message with as many people as you wish, and we wish you all the best. So thank you for watching, and we'll talk soon.